To Jax, although we saw that matchup despite being favorable lose out yesterday, and MaRin decides they just want hard engage. They don't want to deal with a late game Jax, they want to get it done in the mid game. Early to mid game was the identity in game 2, that didn't work for the Afrika Freaks. As this matchup evolves, we know that Jax will be happy, but Afrika Freaks, they got a lot of reliable initiation early. They want to get it done in the mid game.
And we saw game 1, the Bash brothers on the top side of the map, MaRin and Spirit certainly working together very, very well. And now with Jarvan and Gragas, a gank combination able to work very, very well. Not necessarily quite as quintessential as the likes of Elise and Renekton, but still similar vein. See how it is going to go down, because it looks like a more solid draft out of the Afrika Freaks in game 3 as opposed to game 2. But ROX still have a clear identity of what they want to get done this time.
And the cool thing about Jackson, a comp like this, is that, let's say the top lane doesn't go as planned. Let's say he's slowed down in terms of items. You can still be a ball carrier for the Orianna and have an AoE stun of your own. It's not the ideal way to use Jax, but having a backup plan for your comp, something that Afrika Freaks couldn't find in game 2, is a nice thing from the ROX Tigers, because Afrika, they could just spend this game setting up a huge tent around top lane and trying to hold the Jax back.
Yeah, and Keys Bard also able to throw a bit of a wrench into that plan as well, given the fact that Tempered Fate can be so pivotal to try and eliminate some of the key members from these fights and really make it the Jax bashing house as well, you know, because this guy does like to have less players in a team fight.
Yeah, holding down a Jax is definitely a very real strategy. It seems like once again we're going to be halted for a couple of moments before we can launch it into game. Keys Bard is one of those trademark picks for him, 1-on-1 this season. Always been a big one for him, and I hope to see some big highlights.
Yeah, we'll see how he's going to go. Jump back and hop into some Krogs. Songyun looking for this level 3 gank. They want to get Shy rolling early. MaRin's going to flag it, but gets interrupted. Has to use the flash there as well as Shy. Another counter-strike comes in. Spirit turns up late, and Songyun's going to pick up. Sorry, Songwon is going to pick up first blood on the Rek'Sai. That's possibly going to send Kuro home. As the counter-strike's there, Spirit waits for it. There's the flash body slam. All too easy, and the flash unnecessary from Shy. Afrika Freaks answer back immediately.
Yeah, and answering back is so important, given they need to have early items onto the Jarvan and play around the mid game. That could not be a lane. That's no lava.
Yeah, just continuing the aggression here. Kuro going so ham as this melee Corki, and another big body slam flash forced out of Kuro's lava. Knows that he's dead. The red buff is still ticking down, and look at the fat man. This is so aggressive as he bonks.
That no one has really been able to put down the vision to get that. It's lava again.
Yeah, doesn't have flash available as well. He's going to be able to take a magical journey, but there's a Cataclysm, and MaRin wants more. Key now forced to run away, uses the exhaust, which is a big cooldown already, but MaRin still wants this fight. Good Cosmic Binding stops him, but oh, Spirit, that was stunning. The knockback's there, and Key, he can't juke that one as MaRin grabs himself his second kill. Afrika Freaks all over the early game, and this is looking much better. 600 gold's the only lead, but still
of some of the routes that Afrika can take to contest it. No teleport on MaRin as well. Feels like starting the Drake is the right move, although here's Spirit.
Yep, Cataclysm comes in, Spirit's looking for it. There's the flash body slam. That was interestingly placed, as the flash is a good timing. They're looking for the follow-up now as Grandmaster's Might's there for Shy. Does wear off, and now the teleport comes in. Kuro's looking to try and add on to this fight, but can they keep someone actually slowed down? I don't think so, and Lava's going to make his way up towards the top side. Kuro immediately actually turns on the aggression with the Gatling gun, but Afrika Freaks won't be deterred from this.
To me, this is a poor read, though. ROX could have taken a free Drake, and Shy got out. Which is fastest interrupt.
Yeah, and MaRin actually now looking to try and make his way out, but that's going to be the kill. They can't even get the follow-up. The Songwon's going to eat up that Fury. Pick up that kill is now Kramer towards the bottom side. They're looking for Toos, and Featherstorm's great, but it slows him down. And now Kramer has the ultimate. Just got enough mana for that one. Not going to find as much towards the bottom side, but nice work from the Tigers to try and get something back on the back end. There's
he's alone.
Yeah, he's also going to get stunned and most likely murdered. There's, okay, over-aggression on the bottom side to get out of that.
The ult being down allows both Kramer and Toos to walk up a lot more frequently. Speaking of walking up.
Oh yeah, he's just going to try and stop Key from getting into the magical journey as they follow it through. They're looking for it. One auto is all they need, but Key doesn't fall down. Winter's Bite gets it, and he flashes to safety. So much respect for Songyun, but they get the pick. Grandmaster's Might comes in. Shy's looking to try and get some damage onto MaRin, and they're looking for first brick here as well. Lava turns up. There's the flash. Gets over the top, and Kramer turns that one around. It was looking good. Dissonance comes in, and now Songwon's here. They're looking to try and turn this. It's still 3 versus 3 as Kramer, being a bit of a hero, gets himself the heal, and Lava turns that one around, but it was very, very close from Kramer. Now Shy teleports in, doesn't get anyone as the Cataclysm now for MaRin. And look at the AoE damage. The ult comes out from Songwon and he gets out. Okay, everyone's flashing health bars. They get Kramer. They get able to get themselves out.
Now you can have more and more scenarios like this where the trades will only go one way.
Okay, yeah. MaRin has to get his way out. Full Kuro down there as well, so remember there's no turret, so Shy possibly in trouble. There's no package for Kuro, but he gets over with the Valkyrie. There's a leap strike, is going to head onto a tunnel, but now it's on cooldown, and Shy with no flash will just die. MaRin picks up that kill, and it's nicely done.
What's on the rest of the ROX Tigers, though, with 2 members bot lane, no teleports up. There is a lot of open map for ROX to get objectives. Songwon spotting people, but Sungyun's on the back foot till now.
Yeah, in goes Sungyun, throws out the jump in. He's going to get a lot of damage in there. Featherstorm comes down, they get the root, so Tucson, he is very healthy at the beginning, but he's taking so much abuse, and now they're looking for the dive onto Kramer. 4 members underneath the turret, and Lava's going to be the one that picks up that kill.
Smart, because they're doing it as the minion wave is crashing onto the inner turret, so an option to get a couple of autos in. They're respecting the potential flanks in MaRin.
And he's going to flag and drag his way out. Now the pincer move comes in from ROX. They're looking for that perfect shockwave that Lava can now line up. Finds it onto 3, actually. Lots of damage, but good redemption. Gets a lot of the health back. Doesn't stop Sungyun from grabbing Tucson in this fight, though. He's going to fall down, and Lava's going to follow up with a kill onto MaRin. Now they're streaming through as Kuro and Spirit are so low. Shy just going to back his way out. The team fighting Jack's working out this time.
And he wants to teleport.
Spirit wants to be able to get in there, and Spirit doesn't manage to pick up the Baron, and he's going to lose his life for it as well. Kramer, so much damage as Sungyun. Oh, the rip up! It's going to burn him down. Double kill now for the Xayah. And this is looking like MVP performance number 2.
Be too worried about that. They'll just push through mid.
Going to be traded for this tower, though. Good knock up onto Tucson, who takes a lot of damage. Glacial Fissure comes in, a Freak of Freaks. Yeah, they're looking for the flanking play. MaRin is going to be in there as Shy sets up the counter-strike, but good split from Spirit as he leap strikes his way in. Gonna get knocked up as Shy may have gone too far forward. Good Winter's Bite. And that's going to be Tucson lining up the Jacks and taking him down. Key is so incredibly low as there's the Cataclysm straight into the knockup of Sungyun. Very healthy. Explosive cast comes in. Void Rush just means that Songwon is going to be able to buy some time. Kuro grabs that kill, but this is a big waste of the time with the Baron, and a Freak of Freaks now get the push.
Yeah, they really played around.
This mid lane is Kuro not too frightened by the Cosmic Binding. It's just enough movement speed, and Key throwing down that hot cocoa and help Sungyun move
Lava, MaRin.
Yeah, jumps in right on top of him. Lots of damage. Not going to get stunned just yet as MaRin just ignores Sungyun's damage. Good exhaust onto MaRin to stop him from killing the AD carry, but now a Freak of Freaks, they're looking for Shy. The top lane is buying as much space as they can. It's a 1-for-0, and a Freaker well and truly on top of it right in time for the Baron as well as Kramer moves on over. He has decent damage. Good knock-up interrupts MaRin from getting in there. And that is the magical journey that gets ROX in position to defend this inner turret.
It was just a magical team fight from Afrika. MaRin won it on his own, assassinating an Orianna and getting out, whereas 4 people peeled for the double AD on the side of Afrika. Shy wasn't able to take anyone down, and now Afrika turned on to Baron.
Yeah, Songwon is going to be able to get himself in here. Half health now on this Baron buff as the ROX Tigers looking to try and make something of this fight. Key gets himself over the back, and it is going to be Spirit that locks up the Baron. Songwon is going to fall. A little bit of damage to the man with not a whole lot of magic resist. It makes sense. Get Lava out of the fight, and then you're not going to be able to kill the job, and he's got too much armor.
Going to be a lot harder to do an open lane. That was largely due to the poor vision from ROX. Afrika want to break the base.
Well, Chance of Corruption are going to stop them from moving around too much. Good redemption, but they lose the turret. There's the Cataclysm right on top of Lava once again, and it's not going to find anyone. The Shockwave, and Kuro is the only one touched. They get rid of the Orianna again. Shy's going to go down. No more solo laners, and Sungyun just can't get in there to get the damage done. A Freak of Freaks, it's like they've just taken the game into their hands, and they're looking to try and complete it. It's Kuro teleporting back in. They're going to keep that minion alive. Sungyun getting dove on, but should be okay. MaRin pretty healthy, and Kuro just does so much damage. Flash is going to be used, but now they're relegated to the fountain, and Songyun can't even go toe-to-toe with Kuro. Nexus exposed, Afrika Freaks turn around that pretty decent Baron play from the ROX Tigers, and they're going to claim Game 3.
It feels like the Afrika Freaks stole the lunch money of ROX Tigers. They had so many different ways to win the game, but it echoed that Game 1 from Everate, where they didn't set up side push or wards for the Jax to split push, so that didn't happen. They grouped as 5, and MaRin found his way onto lava. In one team fight, they got Baron, a second team fight, and they won the game. The super tank play from MaRin outdid all of the smart rotational play on the side of the ROX Tigers, and Afrika Freaks come out with all the points.
Certainly do, and it was intelligent play from MaRin, I felt, as well, making sure that he got in each team fight, getting himself in the right positions, eliminating lava,